the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Dale and Scott.
So, Dale, I don't know if you realize this, but this coming Saturday, is halfway to Halloween.
Oh, spooky time.
It's literally halfway to Halloween. So, one of our favorite holidays coming up in 6 months.
I enjoy it, but I enjoy the home parties. I don't like going out.
Right. Well, no, we like being home.
And I like I like trick or treating, but I don't.
What's the last time you went trick or treating?
No, giving the candy.
Oh, giving out. Oh, okay.
And I don't think that we're going to have those opportunities anymore.
No, well, yeah, because
which is a bummer.
You guys know we now moved back to Vegas, and we live not in a community. We're not in an HOA. We're not in a planned community. And we have gates that are electronically closed, and so no, we're not.
Right.
It's not. No Halloween candy needs to be bought this year.
Well, unless we can convince our old neighbors who are friends of ours to give out candy, and we can drink and have a good time.
Well, we could also set up we have like 8 million Halloween decorations, so maybe they'll let us bring some stuff over.
I have a Halloween village. I love it.
I know. Can't wait to set that up. Speaking of dressing up, I think this is kind of funny. Just this past weekend, the Fanboy Expo. Did you see this, Dale? Fanboy Expo was here at the Rio Hotel here in Las Vegas. Man, the people that are whoring themselves out for $1. And I guess if we could do it, I would do it too.
You do what you do. You do what you need to do.
Right. So here's the lineup of the celebrities that were at this Fanboy Expo. Just some of them. The $6 Million Man's Lee Majors, who I haven't seen do anything in a long time.
I thought he was dead.
Lindsay Wagner, who was the Bionic Woman, she was there.
Thought she was dead.
That's so horrible. Oscar Nunez and Kate Flannery were two of the characters from The Office.
Those are fun.
They are both really great. And Oscar Nunez is so funny. We've seen him in a couple other things. Tia Carrera, you know her as the bad woman from True Lies. She was also in Wayne's World. She's been in a bunch of stuff. She was there. Tiffany, who you and I have met. We have a picture of you and me with Tiffany.
Right.
At the old Cobalt in D.C.
Yes.
Edward Furlong, who was in Terminator 2.
Oh, my God. That name.
Susan Olsen and Mike Lookinland, who played Bobby and Cindy on The Brady Bunch. They were here this weekend. And Jimmy Walker from Good Times. He was JJ on Jimmy.
Isn't he one who does those commercials?
Oh, he does those commercials that we see all the time.
Or like AARP or something.
There was also a shitload of animation artists and, of course, comic book artists. It was mostly a comic book thing. But, would you pay $55 to get your picture taken with Jimmy Walker?
I wouldn't. But Jimmy Walker is not in my wheelhouse.
Right.
He was... I mean, I was born in the 80s, but that doesn't make me an 80s kid.
Right.
I feel like when you say I'm a something kid, that it's 10 years after you're born, because that's when you're watching TV and you remember things.
Right.
It's just not. He's just not for me.
So
yes, but I don't know if you would pay $55.
Well, listen, I have paid for a photo opportunity with a celebrity. I paid to have my picture taken with Ricky Martin.
Right. He's still relevant.
Right. So I guess I am in this wheelhouse. I would go to something like this. If you guys missed the Fanboy Expo, don't be sad. It's also moving on to Columbus, Ohio, Knoxville, Tennessee, and then to Orlando, Florida. And actually, there's some really fun stuff happening in Knoxville. They're doing a Little House on the Prairie reunion.
Yeah.
With all the cast members, and a Chips reunion. Oh my God, my sister and I love Chips. Ponch and John. Remember Chips? Did you ever watch Chips?
I know of Chips.
And then in Orlando, Billy D. Williams, who was Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars movies.
California Highway Patrol.
He is going to be there. And also, Fanboy is going to be in Indianapolis. I don't know who's going to be there, but it won't be us. But it made me think, could there possibly be a Swish Edition Fan Expo? What if we put that together? Would people come pay money to have their picture taken with us?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
While you guys were listening to the theme song, I was playing my harmonica, which I found during the move. Sticks did not like it.
No.
I won't be doing that again. There's a lot of things he doesn't like. I vacuumed the entire house this morning. He was in a frenzy for about an hour.
Yeah, he was in cardiac arrest for like 30 minutes.
It's really, really too bad. Breaking news. We always like to start the show with breaking news. We don't have to tell you this breaking news because you already know it. Everyone in the world knows it.
If anyone is listening to this show for breaking news, then what the fuck?
Something's wrong with you. Elon Musk has now made a deal to buy Twitter. He's going to take it private. He's spending $44 billion on it. I just don't understand why. I don't understand why he wants to own this fucking...
I think it's why not? You got fucking money, just buy shit.
What else is it going to do with
You
this
just
money?
buy shit.
Under terms of the deal, the shareholders will receive $54.20 in cash for each share that they own. And I don't know. He says that free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. Which I think that's kind of bullshit, but I guess it's true in 2022.
In a sense, that is true. And
I think that's kind of sad.
I don't use Twitter.
I
have one and I look at it.
I look at it for porn. Twitter has tremendous potential, Musk says. He says he looks forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. He wants to unlock Twitter. What's amazing to me, and I found this kind of surprising when I read the article yesterday, Twitter's board unanimously approved the sale.
Hell yeah.
So everyone on the board was okay with it.
And I would too. Because
but they could all be losing their job because
they're going to be making fucking bucks is what they're going to be doing.
Right. What would you do if you owned your own social media company? I mean, would you invite Donald Trump back onto the platform? A lot of people are questioning or not questioning, but wondering if Elon Musk will say, "Hey, listen, it's free speech. Come back, Mr. Trump, if you would like to, and you can say whatever you want." Do you think he will do that?
I think the simple answer is yes. Yes, Donald Trump should be back on Twitter.
This whole entire country.
You cannot ban someone regardless if you don't like it,
right?
And even if it is 100% untrue, false, is that it's a platform where you're speaking your mind, you believe what you believe,
right? Yeah.
Regardless if it's 100% untrue, he should not have been banned.
I agree. I mean, I don't necessarily...
He's a horrible, dangerous man.
I don't necessarily like him, but I believe in free speech. I think that's why this entire country was created in the first place, and I think you should be able to say, "Now, you can't yell fire in a theater." I think we agree on that.
Right.
But you can say whatever else you want. But they believe,
but
half of America thinks that he should be president.
But banning Donald Trump because he thinks that the election was stolen is not the same as yelling fire in a theater.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
I think we can agree on that.
And I think Americans are smart enough to look if they're smart enough to read his tweets and know whether or not they're true or not.
You like
How
to
about
think.
that?
I mean, I do think he's a bad, and I also think he's a dangerous man if given power again.
Could be.
But
we had a better economy when he was president.
So, but regardless of that, I actually do think he's dangerous if given power.
Right.
Again, because of his willingness to do whatever he possibly can to get the results that he wants, right?
Whatever happens, and we don't know what's going to happen, but we might know very soon. It's going to take a while for this deal to get done. It's going to take a while.
We won't have a presidential election for like 3 fucking years. He's already fucking in his 70s. He's a fucking old man.
Right. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about whether or not Elon. Okay. I'm talking about whether Elon is going to let him back on the fucking platform. That's what I'm talking about.
I think he should. He's going private. He's going to be able to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah. Well, moving on. Can we move on? Or do you want to talk more about this?
No, please.
I want to talk about, move on to equally important news. This is breaking news. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it was right up there with Bosnia. Not Bosnia. Where's that war going on? Ukraine. Why is Bosnia on my mind?
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, right up there with Twitter and Ukraine. Kellogg's has decided to bring back something that you didn't know you were missing. It's the grape-filled frosted Pop-Tart.
Wow.
I didn't know this, but...
I never knew there was a thing.
I didn't know... Really?
Wait. I know I'm skipping ahead, but you're telling me that there are 32 different varieties of Pop-Tarts?
That's what I was about to say, is there are, right now on the market are 32 different varieties of Pop-Tarts.
Bullshit.
It's true.
It's not true.
Go to their website.
Not in the United States. Not in the United States.
They're listed on their website. I'm not. I don't know that they're all in our store, but that's how many they make. Okay. Limited edition varieties come and go. It's all the rage right now. We talk about that on this show all the time. But the frosted grape originally came out in 1967, way before you and me. And they have come and go over the years, and they were completely discontinued in 2017. But Kellogg says that frosted grape is the #1 variety that people keep asking for.
No.
And my question is, who the fuck takes the time to reach out to Kellogg's to request a flavor of Pop-Tarts?
I'm sure
I call bullshit on that.
I enjoy Pop-Tarts. I grew up on them.
Sure.
But the best one, hands down, brown cinnamon sugar.
Well, and I disagree.
Hands down.
I will disagree.
Strawberry second.
I will. Yeah. I was about to disagree with you. I think strawberry non-frosted is the best. I like to put them in the toaster, take them out, put butter on them, and cut them into fourths.
That's stupid.
That's how I do it. Yeah.
Brown sugar and cinnamon, best Pop-Tart ever.
The frosted ones?
Yes.
See, I don't like frosted ones. I like unfrosted so that I can warm them up and put butter on them, and I think they're just so amazing like that because that's how my mom served them to us when we were kids.
But I also, and I'd be willing to bet on this, that the majority of Pop-Tart connoisseurs are not putting them in the toaster. They're unwrapping them and just fucking eating them. So you want the frost,
and because
if you get the unfrosted,
they don't taste
dry
as good.
Shit.
I agree, but I grew up having them toasted, eating them warm with butter on them, and that's how I had them. So that's the way I think they should be eaten. Although I have bought Pop-Tarts lately, and I will eat them as a snack right out of the box.
And now they make those Pop-Tart snackables, little tiny things that come in a bag, and you just pop them in your mouth.
That's stupid. I don't want those.
I'm just saying, brown sugar cinnamon's the best ones.
Anyways, if you guys want the frosted grape Pop-Tarts, they're back. You can get them at Walmart right now. They're going to be rolled out nationwide.
Next to the other 31 flavors, which you will never fucking find.
32 flavors, fucker.
32 with the grape.
Oh, yeah. You said with the other 31 flavors.
Yeah. Which is totally untrue.
32 flavors is also what Baskin Robbins says they have.
31.
32?
No, 33.
33? It's something in that neighborhood. I don't know.
Because the
Do we have a Baskin Robbins around
here? Because the
here?
B and the R represent, the B represents 3 and the R represents 1. So it's 31 flavors.
Are you sure? I mean, I could look it up, but
sure.
I don't feel
I don't care.
strongly
I don't
about
care.
it. What were they thinking? That's the section of the show. We want to know what went wrong with CNN. I mean, I've been railing against CNN for the last couple of years. I literally refuse to watch the channel
it's a horrible news network now.
Anyway, Warner Brothers Discovery, that's the new company that owns CNN. They laid off roughly 300 staffers from CNN Plus, and they're shutting it down as of this Saturday.
Yeah.
The $5.99 per month service, streaming service, all news all the time. I can get these specials whenever I want.
Right.
Failed miserably. And the new CNN president, Chris Licht, he reportedly said it was a uniquely shitty situation. It really is.
No, it is. No one's willing to pay for news. It doesn't matter who you are. No one's willing to pay for news.
Insiders at CNN felt like they overspent on talent, reportedly giving Chris Wallace, for one, a $9 million deal per year. Right. Chris Wallace very famously left Fox News because he was kind of over it over there, thinking that they weren't news anymore.
Right.
To start a new show. Yeah, start a new show at CNN Plus. He says, "Don't worry about me. I'm going to be fine." He's probably got enough. He's probably got enough money.
Yeah,
but he feels bad for all the people that were working on his show who are now fired. Anyway, I think it's a huge embarrassment to Warner Brothers Discovery, the company. I mean, could they not have figured out that this wasn't going to work? I could have told you. I think we did mention on this show we thought it was stupid.
Yeah, I was not expecting big things from this. I mean, because it's CNN. CNN's cable is dwindling.
Yeah.
And so to think that you could get people to sign up for a premium service where it's Anderson Cooper tells you how to raise a baby.
That's the last.
That was one of the specials.
That's
on
the
there.
last fucking.
No
thing
one
we
wants
need.
that shit. No one wants that shit.
Oh, God. Well, it's dead. It's dead in the water. I mean, they're still on as we speak right now. I think Saturday is going to be their last day.
They're terminating exactly 1 month from the launch.
I think when you decide to...
Because they launched on my birthday, March 29th.
When you decide to kill something like this, you know it's not working. Why do you keep it going for another 6 days? It's just like, just fucking kill it now. Because who the fuck's going to watch it for the next 6 days? Until it goes off the air on Saturday.
I'm sure there are reasons, but...
I guess.
I mean, there are people who have paid.
Yeah.
I assume.
Well, over 300 people left their full-time jobs to go work at CNN Plus, and they moved across the country. They, as people do for big jobs, and now they're out of work.
Right, but here's the thing about CNN Plus is not only that the launch didn't, accumulate the subscribers that they hopefully had wanted, but also Warner Brothers and AT&T are going through this whole thing. And so there's a whole thing there too, is that what was it? HBO owns CNN.
Same company, Warner Brothers.
Same company.
Yeah.
And they're about to merge with Discovery.
Right.
And so there's all that moving.
There's so much
moving too. So there's so many moving parts, and it's like you didn't get the steam that
you're doing too much at this.
Too much. So we just fuck with CNN. You work with what's working.
Meanwhile, Discovery Plus is doing really well,
so and has really well,
and has great content.
Yeah.
So just we get the majority of our news right here on our phones. So we don't need a 24-hour streaming service. We just don't need it.
But when you say you get it from your phone, that doesn't make any sense. This is, where are you getting it on your phone?
Oh, Apple News mostly.
Apple News
or Facebook feed.
Still, I still think social media news is where most people are getting their news.
That's where most of the articles are coming from. Yeah,
I think that's dying down
Is it?
I think
No,
so.
That's where people are getting their fucking news from. They're not watching CBS Sunday Morning.
Right, but with Twitter and the Facebook and people not liking Facebook and Twitter going through this whole thing, and there's been things that I've read, I think that the main ones, the Facebook and the Twitters, are in the next couple of years are going to go through a thing, and they're not going to have the user base that they have now.
I don't know. I get most of mine.
Young people are not using Facebook. Young people are not using Twitter. It's fucking old people. When I say old people, I say 40 plus.
I'll tell you, I get most of my news from your grandmother. That's where I get most of my news from.
Well, her news is weird.
It's between your grandmother and Grindr. Yeah, that's where I get my news.
There you go.
You know, communication is important, and maybe communication is dying in the United States, but it's definitely dying in Washington, D.C. Major faux pas last weekend. The Army, the U.S. Army, had parachuters landing, or they float down, right?
Parachute down.
And they parachuted down into the
National
Stadium, Washington Nationals baseball stadium before the game. If you guys know Washington, D.C. at all, you know that the Capitol building is only maybe a mile and a half from
less than that.
The Nats Stadium.
Less than that.
Well, there's an airplane flying around with Army parachuters on it, and no one at the Army bothered to tell the U.S. Capitol Police that this was happening.
But you know what? One thing I've learned with this story, right, is there is a plane flying around Washington and the Capitol, right?
Yes.
No one bothered to inform anyone.
Right.
Why was it still allowed to fly around?
I don't know.
When is Washington going to learn their fucking lesson and start shooting shit?
Well,
because it's going to come to a fucking point where one of them is not going to be, oh, I forgot to let the Department of Homeland Security know we're doing this.
Right. And then they blow up the White House. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I assume they saw A-130 or whatever the airplane was, C-130 or whatever it's called, and they decided, well, that's probably okay. Anyway, they ended up, the U.S. Capitol did an evacuation order. They evacuated the Capitol building. It was a Saturday, so there weren't a lot of people there.
I know, but it makes you wonder, is that if something like this happens and no one knows about it, and you're going through evacuation procedures for these government buildings, is like, why wasn't Andrews Air Force Base scrambled and like what the fuck?
Well, I just want to know.
Maybe I assumed that the airplane came from Andrews.
But how did no one at Nat Stadium and how did no one at the Army think of letting someone in the federal government know that this was happening?
It's a big fuck up.
It's a big huge fuck up and a very big embarrassment.
Right.
Kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm surprised that they weren't shot down.
Right.
That's what your whole thing, right?
That's my whole thing.
That's your whole thing.
I mean, how many people have squeezed through the gates at the White House? And you have to admit, we've been there. Those gates, the fence that lines the White House property are wide enough. I could fit through that bitch.
Or you can go over. It's easy to go over.
It's easy to go over. It's like, when are you going to start fucking shooting and asking
Why aren't they shooting more people?
Right.
Even when I worked there back in the early 90s. There were a couple people that went over the fence while I was there. An alert goes off and sirens go off, but they don't shoot these people.
I think you immediately shoot.
Shoot them on sight.
Yeah.
Although
there was that one time that a little baby went through the gate.
That's different. Don't shoot babies. Yeah, but it could be a baby with a bomb strapped to it.
Right. And I also know there has to be, right, on the White House lawn, on both north and south, like these little ground things that say, oh, there's something.
There is. But
what do you do with all the fucking squirrels? Is that like system constantly going off?
They must know the difference.
But squirrels and
one
babies?
one guy went over the fence and got all the way through the front door.
Right.
And down the hall. That's,
it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. And
Incredibly
whoever's in charge of security, Secret Service, I'm looking at you. Get on the ball. That should never happen.
Should never happen.
Just like that airplane that flew right in, hit the damn wall of the White House during the Clinton administration. Remember that?
And remember that guy who was on one of those pedal airplanes?
That's what I'm talking about.
He was throwing flyers out and landed on a Capitol lawn. I was like,
Shoot him down.
Shoot him down.
Shoot him down. Ask questions later.
Right. Because you know you shouldn't be doing that shit.
Speaking of shooting things down, the beloved governor of Florida, DeSantis, is really shooting down Disney.
Yeah, this is big.
Ending Disney's 50-year-old special self-governing scheme.
Did he actually sign it?
Signed it.
Wow.
Done deal. DeSantis led a successful push to revoke the special tax status that Disney has enjoyed since its inception in Florida. But the problem is that all the analysts and all the stories that I've seen on this, it basically is going to be a big fuck you to the people who live in in those counties.
The residents, yeah.
Because all of a sudden they're going to have to start paying for Walt Disney's fire protection and their water and their all this stuff.
All that stuff.
So taxes are going up. Disney obviously is going to have to pay more too, and they're going to have to get permission to build things. They've never had to get permission to do anything.
Right.
Because of their very unique situation that they created for themselves. And actually, I was thinking two things about this. One, fuck you, Disney. You don't deserve to have this because no one else has it.
Right.
And two, hooray for Disney for getting this and keeping it for 50 years.
Right.
Fuck the man, right?
Well, it's also hypocritical from the state of Florida, from DeSantis.
What's hypocritical about it is that Disney has brought untold billions of dollars of revenue to the state of Florida and put Florida on the fucking, especially Central Florida, on the fucking map. They've made money for so many people, government, private businesses, public businesses, everybody has benefited from Disney being there. So why would you fuck them in the ass because they don't like your "Don't Say Gay" bill?
Well, what my thing about being hypocritical is that you have this situation. Okay, so Disney says, "Oh, I don't like this law," and we're going to be outspoken and doing it, right?
Well,
so that's one thing.
Yeah.
But then you have like a fucking Chick-fil-A, right? Who could do things. You have a Hobby Lobby who says, "Oh, I don't want this health insurance."
Yeah,
they
get
pay.
political,
right? So it's hypocritical. It means nothing, and they're going to pay in the end. Well, and it's a shame that Walt Disney is the entity that it is, and where it can't just easily pick up and say, "Fuck it, I'm out of Florida."
Well, and they obviously they can't do that.
They can't do it.
Too much money invested there. However, there's a judge in Fort Bend County over in Texas who has formally invited Disney CEO Bob Chapek, is that how you say his name? Yeah, to move Disney World to Texas. I don't know that anyone wants to go to...
It would cost so much money, but
can't move Disney World to Texas.
But that's the kind of fuck you that you want. It's like, all right, I'm out. I'm out.
So crazy. This is the kind of thing we're dealing with nowadays. We're dealing with a Trump-like DeSantis down in Florida who makes these rash decisions that don't even make any friggin' sense.
The thing that bothers me most is, regardless of what side of the political spectrum that you're on, is that you take a government figure who does something like this, who hurts a business. Yeah. That is the most un-American thing that I could ever think of.
Because
only because you hurt my feelings.
Right, because
you hurt my feelings.
They don't like your "Don't Say Gay" bill.
Right.
And the truth is that Disney originally didn't necessarily not like the don'ts. They didn't want to be involved in this at all. It was their employees that forced them to get involved and denounce this bill. They wanted to stay impartial. They give money to both Republicans and Democrats in Florida.
Well, I also think that employees have too much power in business. So
we've
that's
talked
a whole
about
nother
that on the show before.
Yeah,
for sure. So a couple of our friends, Randall Roper, who is the president of Vacay. Is it Vacaya? Vacaya, the gay cruise line?
Yeah.
Anyway, he had a going away party. He and his husband are moving to Norway.
Oh,
one of those Scandinavian countries. Why? I don't know. And why would you leave the great, great country of America, the USA, to move to Norway? I don't know. But they're moving to Oslo. And they had a going away party. And they went to this restaurant called Joint. It's a tasting concept restaurant, and it's your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
32 courses.
Hate it.
I thought I'd been to a couple of these dinners where it was 24 courses, but 32 seems insane to me. They say our menu focuses on seasonal ingredients from around the world with a heavy influence on Japanese seafood. It's $305, right, for these 32. It's little bites, right?
Yeah. No,
You're
I
not
know
getting
what
a
you mean.
lot. And then they have 3 different wine pairings. One of the wine pairings is $195. The other one is $395, which is more than the meal. And then their third one is $600
For a glass of wine.
wine pairings. You get multiple throughout the meal. And the third one is called Fuck It. Fuck it. I'll give you my $600. Give me some wine. Which I thought that was kind of funny that it was called Fuck It.
It is.
Yeah. An upcoming special guest dinner, which they're having in mid-May with a couple Japanese seafood aficionados, I guess. The price for the dinner is $895. What I want to know is, so we spend money. We spend money on things that we really like.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably, you and I have spent $7,000 on a painting once upon a time. Maybe most people wouldn't do that. We really like the painting.
Yeah.
We're going to have it forever. But I don't know that I could spend $895 on dinner that I'm going to poop out the next morning.
Well, like I said, everyone has when it comes to money, everyone has their vices. Everyone spends money on what they think is important.
But
is
there
not
that
important to
many
me.
people in Washington, D.C. that have that much money?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with a double quarter pounder from McDonald's with French fries. I am. And I am very happy to have it.
Well,
this 32 course thing is miserable to me.
I
hate going to dinner that lasts longer than an hour.
3.5
Don't like it.
is the minimum for this dinner experience.
I will not go.
It's one seating. Everyone comes at the same time. They all sit down. They all get the same shit.
Nope, absolutely not.
It reminds me a little bit. I took my best girlfriend, Kristen, who's been on the show before, to the Inn at Little Washington last November for her birthday. That dinner was $308 per person. I know that sounds ridiculous, and it was, but at least I knew what I was getting.
Right.
Right. So this, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend that much money on Japanese seafood.
It could be $20. I'm not sitting through 32
doing
things that I'm not doing for a minimum of 3 hours. I'm not doing it.
All right.
Not doing it. That is not fun to me.
He's not doing it. But I am taking him. He did agree. I don't know that he agreed, but we're doing it. In May 15th, we're going to dinner at a place called Super Frico. You're going to Super Frico. This is a new restaurant.
Do they have a menu?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yes. There's a menu. You can pick things.
All right.
It's at the Cosmopolitan, which is right next to Bellagio. We love that hotel.
Yes.
It's soon to become an MGM property,
Yes.
which we're excited about. So Super Frico is where you're eating dinner and there's kind of things going on. There's acts going on. There's acrobatics. There's magic.
Well, okay.
It's a Super Frico.
And I do want to go to Mayfair Supper Club.
We're going there. Yeah.
I would like to do that.
That's kind of old school 1940s dinner theater kind of.
Yeah, the 40s is the best way to do it, but and I think it looks really, really fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about Super Frico. I think that's going to be neat. And their signature dish is a chicken parmesan, which you can eat that.
Perfect.
Anyway, so I was just wondering, because I learned about this joint restaurant in D.C., I was wondering what the most expensive. Let me start that again. I was wondering what the most expensive restaurants in the world were. And it turns out, we were just talking about...
None of them are in the United States.
We were just talking... Their number 5 is... The number one most expensive restaurant in the world is in Ibiza in Spain. We were just talking about that because it's one of the stops that Virgin.
Sublimotion.
Yeah. It's called Sublimotion.
Sublimotion?
It's $1,740 for dinner.
Wow.
Per person. It better fucking be good. It better. I can't imagine spending that much money on dinner.
Yeah, that's crazy.
After that, it's China, Japan, Tokyo, and then Mesa in New York City, which I've heard about, $800 per person there. And then Joel Robuchon in Tokyo, $637. I've actually eaten at Joel Robuchon here in Vegas. I did not spend $637.
No way.
If you guys want to experience,
But I love it.
Yeah,
the one here in Las Vegas is actually fantastic. It's great.
You have not been to Joel Robuchon. You have.
No, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of. Oh fuck! I fucked up.
Jean-Georges.
Jean-Georges. Yeah.
I would love to take you to Joel Robuchon. I don't think you'd like it. It's
Probably
another
not.
thing where you sit down and you don't know what you're gonna get.
No, don't want it.
It's different every night.
I don't want it.
Yeah. After that, it's Japan, Guy Savoy in Paris. We have a Guy Savoy here in Vegas. It's probably similar. Italy, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Paris, Hong Kong, London. So anyway, the Connaught. That's the hotel that I want to stay at in London. It's the number 15 most expensive dinner, $527.
I would love to go.
Well, we're going to stay at the Connaught. We don't necessarily have to eat in their $527.
There you go.
Like I said, I mean, hey, listen, the last time I was in London, I did have a meal at McDonald's. So, and it was weird.
Yeah,
paying,
but the thing
it was
is,
weird paying in francs or what? No, what do they use there? Pounds.
But you do know that those are
Euros,
the McDonald's are different around the world.
They are. They have different things.
And there's that one in New York City, the McDonald's that only does like around the world thing. So I want to go to that McDonald's.
Well, and I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know where you're listening. And we have people who listen all over the world. They might have things in their McDonald's that we've never seen before.
Right.
But I know that in Maine, in the state of Maine here in the United States,
lobster
you can get a
rolls.
fucking lobster roll at McDonald's. Right. McLobster.
Fucking lobster. Love it.
What is the oldest? What age do you think is the oldest living dog?
Well, my cat was 23.
Well, dogs don't live as long as cats. The oldest living dog, according to Guinness Book of World Records, is 21 years old.
That seems weird to me. It doesn't seem right.
His name is Toby Keith. He's a Chihuahua from Florida. He broke the record this past March 16th. He was 21 years and 66 days old. And his name is Toby Keith. He was born in 2021. No, 2001. That would make him 21.
Because the cat that I had, you met Lucy.
Yes, I did.
She was 23.
Yes.
And she probably would have lived longer, but she
was old.
Couldn't get out of her own way.
Okay, well, we're talking about dogs right now.
I
don't know
know.
why you're talking about fucking cats.
Oh, because it's Lucy.
Chihuahuas usually live 12 to 18 years, but this one is almost 21 and a half, I guess, or 21 and 3/4, 1/4. According to Guinness, the oldest dog ever recorded was an Australian cattle dog that lived to be 29 years and 5 months.
Holy fuck.
Almost 30 years old.
Damn.
While researching this story, I was thinking that Dale would probably hope to God that our dogs don't get into the Guinness Book of World Records.
I would never say that.
You wouldn't say it, but I'm sure you're thinking it. Our dogs are 9.5 and 6.5.
I mean, if you take Charlie, and he's 6.
6.5.
And if he lived till 30, that's another 24 years.
You'd be old.
I'd be fucking 66 years old before that dog dies.
They're not gonna live that long. They're not Chihuahuas
Jesus
or
Christ.
Australian cattle dogs.
I love them, but
we love them, but we're looking forward to Footloose and Fancy Free days.
Yes, very much.
We want to wake up.
I won't do anything to put that in motion.
Of course not.
I will prevent it as much as I can.
Of course. You don't have to even verbalize that.
But
we won't be super sad because we want to. Dale and I literally are waiting for the day when we can wake up on a Monday morning and look at each other and say,
We're going to Palm Springs.
Let's go to Palm Springs. Let's go to Hawaii.
Right.
Let's just go. Yeah. Or let's not get out of bed today. Let's just stay right here.
Let's not get out of bed and walk down the hallway and find pee.
Oh God. You guys want to know this? I haven't.
No, they don't want to know
I
this.
haven't publicly stated this yet, but someone, not me, not Dale, not Sticks, someone else in this household is peeing in the back hall every fucking night at 4 a.m.
Right.
Scott got up one night and let him out, and that did it. But it's not always fun to get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah. All right. I got 2% on my iPad.
Yep.
So
hurry it up.
hurry it up.
Virgin Voyage has announced that they're buying a fourth ship. It's actually being in production right now. It's going to be called the Brilliant Lady and will debut in 2023. We're very excited to try out their product. We were just talking about it earlier today that we want to book a Virgin Voyage. The Scarlet Lady, the Valiant Lady, and the Resilient Lady came first. Brilliant Lady is number 4. They currently sail from Miami, San Juan, Barcelona, and Athens. They do Europe and Caribbean, and they do stuff that, you know, the other cruise lines aren't doing.
Yeah.
One, you got to be 21 years old to get even on board.
That is the most important thing.
They don't have no Starbucks on board.
That's horrible.
Oh, come on. No, they have great food, great entertainment. It's all about nightlife. It's dress up, look awesome, women wearing high heels. No fucking scooters, no fucking, walkers, no fucking kids.
And you're going to pay for this experience. It is not cheap.
They're aiming for people in their 20s, 30s, 40s. I'm a little bit older than that. I can still go. They like people with money, I guess.
Right.
But they want people to have fun.
But the one thing I learned actually today is, you go on these cruises and, yes, you get the free buffet and you got these little things, but they got like 20 restaurants on board these trips and they're all free, free. There's no extra on top of that, in which we have done before. We've actually paid for specialty restaurants.
Yeah. Well, the food is all included, but the drinks are not. So you do have to pay for your drinks. They don't do the all you can drink packages on Virgin, but they go to places like Ibiza and they go to smaller places like Cannes in France for the Cannes Film Festival and stuff. And they stay overnight more places and they stay later. They don't leave until like 10, 11 o'clock at night instead of like 4.
I'm excited. I can't wait to go.
We're going to try it out. Yeah. You guys missed it. We missed it too. I didn't find out about it until after last week's show. But Alex Trebek, we've talked about him a lot on the show. We're very sad about, of course, his passing from cancer a couple of years ago. His estate had a 4-day estate sale at his Studio City, California house this past weekend. You could buy a ticket. It was $30 to get a parking pass. And then you could go inside and you could literally walk around his house and buy his t-shirts, his shoes, his furniture, his art. Even his Emmy Awards were up for sale.
What?
There was a
I thought those weren't allowed to be for sale.
There's a Japanese Komodo helmet and sword, Indian tribal medallions, and tons of... Listen, I saw the pictures. He had a lot of ugly shit.
Yeah.
His wife, his widow, now 58 years old, like 30 years younger than him, I think. Yeah. She's probably going to take the money and run. She's like, I don't want any of this shit.
Take it.
Yeah. I'm going to start a new chapter.
Be gone.
I don't need any of this ugly stuff that you liked, Alex. So she's probably making a heyday. Although, $75 million is what Alex was worth when he died.
Wow.
So she's got some money to spend. And now even more from selling all his shit. She didn't even want his Emmy Awards.
Right.
I didn't know this, but
they weren't allowed to be sold.
He was making $18 million a year hosting Jeopardy for the last several years. $18 million a year.
He was the one and only, right?
He was like the only
was he
guy.
The original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got.
That's all you got.
Is that a good enough show?
That's a good enough show.
You like it?
I like it a lot.
So, do you have some good news for us?
Do I?
Do you want to say it? What's happening this Friday?
Binge Bum right there.
Is Binge Bum coming back?
I finally got my fucking computer. So now I can actually do it.
You had all the excuses in the world. Binge
That
Bum.
was one of the main reasons. And plus, we didn't have this office set up to be able to actually do shows until last week.
we don't have a secret underground studio. We're actually doing the show in my office, which is fine.
It works.
It's fine. It works fine.
It works.
Binge Bomb is a show all about streaming video services like Netflix and Hulu and Peacock and HBO Max and all the goodies.
Yep.
We have so much to talk about this week. I'm just going to tell people a little bit about what we're going to talk about because I'm so fucking excited about everything that's coming up. Both The Flight Attendant is back on HBO Max. Ozark and Grace and Frankie are both premiering their final episodes this Friday on Netflix. Heartbreakers is also on Netflix. That's supposed to be really good. Dale and I have been watching Snoop Dogg's So Dumb It's Criminal on Peacock, which is fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
And Dale's not watching it, but I'm watching The Kardashians on Hulu. So we got a lot to talk about. If you guys love streaming like everyone else does, check Binge Bomb out this Friday.
The new TV, man.
Yeah, and we'll be back.
On board.
We'll be back next Tuesday, May 3rd. But I don't know that I could spend $895 on dinner that I'm going to poop out the next morning.